Good morning, students of class 6. Today we are going to study of lesson 3, that is locating places on the earth. In the previous class, in class 5, you have already studied about the direction and subdirection. There are four directions: north, south, east, west. And along with there are four subdirection, that is northeast, northwest, southeast and southwest. So we know that the distance and direction help us to locate a place on a map or a globe. If we are at a new place, we try to observe certain features of our surroundings. These features, such as a temple, a hill, or a river, help us in locating places. These features are called the reference points or the landmarks. Suppose that you are crossing in any street. If any stranger comes to you and asks the address of some person, if you know that, you will say just you have to go straight, then you have to turn left side, there will be a temple, and whenever you cross the temple, you have to turn right side, and there will be a pond, and after that there are there are many buildings, and third building is your destination. So the temple and the ponds are a reference point, or you may say the landmarks. The earth, being spherical in shape, has no edges. You know very well the shape of the earth is like a sphere. Astronauts take so many pictures of earth from the sphere, from the space, and you may see the picture of the earth. The shape of the earth is spherical, and it has no edge, which can be used as a reference point in locating the places. However, the endpoints of the imaginary axis of the earth on which it rotates provides us two basic points of reference. These endpoints of the earth axis are called North Pole and South Pole. The great circle, you may see the picture that is given in the right side of the slides, a red dot lines. It passes just between just half of the earth, and it is called equator. The earth, being spherical in shape, has no edges. However, the endpoints of the imaginary axis of the earth on which it rotates provides us two basic points of reference. These are called North Pole and South Pole. The North Pole lies exactly below the pole star, and opposite to it the South Pole. Using the two poles as basic reference points, an imaginary circle is drawn around the earth midway between the two poles. The great circle divides the earth into two halves. The red dotted lines is known as the equator. Now latitudes. You may see the picture that is given in the right side. These are the important latitudes, the lines which cross east to west lines. That means you may also say these are the horizontal lines. The horizontal lines drawn on a globe or a map are called the line of latitudes. Since these lines run parallel to earth, other they are called parallels of latitudes. The latitudes of a place on the earth's surface is its angular distance in the north or in the south of the equator. It is measured as an angle subtended at the center of the earth. The latitudes are always expressed in degrees. They are numbered from 0 to 90 degree north and south. Equator is located at 0 degree. Each degree of latitude is divided into 60 minutes, and a minute is further subdivided into 60 seconds. Now important lines of latitudes. the lines that crosses midway of the earth, that is called the equator, and it is situated on 0 degree. And just above the equator you may see the lines that is called the tropic of Cancer. It is situated on 23.5 degree. And above the tropic of Cancer, it is the Arctic Circle. It is situated at 66.5 degree. And below the equator, the line is given, you may see in the picture, that is the tropic of Capricorn. It is situated at 23.5 degree south. And below the tropic of Capricorn, it is Antarctic Circle, and it is situated at 66.5 degree. So there are the four important latitudes. These are the tropic of Cancer, the tropic of Capricorn, the Arctic Circle, and the Antarctic Circle. Now you have to know about the heat zones. Some parts of the earth receives more heat than other parts because of the variation in the angle of the rays of the sun. Depending on the heat received, the zones are named differently. These are the torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Now the torrid zone. The Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn mark the line of the zone. In this zone, the rays of the sun are exactly overhead once a year, except on the equator, where the midday sun is overhead twice a year. Hence, it receives maximum heat from the sun. Is very hot. You may see the green area. Here, the sun, this area receives the maximum heat of the sun because it is overhead. Sun, the position of sun is overhead. And above the torrid zone, that means between the tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, here the rays of sun is slanting. That is why this area is this area neither very hot and nor very cold. So this area is called the temperate zone. And above the not temperate zone, it is the frigid circle. Here the sun rays are very slanting. So this area is called the frigid zone, and almost all the year is covered with snow and ice. So these are the heat zone of the earth. Now longitude. The meridian of longitude are a set of imaginary vertical lines. The lines that drawn north to south, you may see, they are in the form of semicircle. The line of longitudes passing through the Greenwich London has been adopted as the prime meridian. Now grid system. A network of the lines of latitude and longitude intersecting each other is called a grid. You may see the picture. The lines of latitudes and longitude intersect to each other, and it is called the grid. Each place on the globe is intersected by vertical and horizontal lines. Thus, with the help of these two sets of lines or the grid system, the location of any place can be determined. Now longitude and time. In ancient time, changing season, day and night, and position of the sun were some of the means that estimate time. People observed the path of the sun in the sky to estimate the time. All the places located on the same meridian has the same local time. The local time of one meridian differs from the other. There is 5.5 hours of the difference between the time of England and India. If in England there is 12 noon, in our country it will be 5:30 p.m. evening. Now standard time. We know that places located on different meridians have the different local times. It would create a lot of difficulties if all countries would adopt different local times. Our country stretches 30 degrees and the time differ is every 15 degree is 1 hour. So our country, just I was telling, it stretches into 30 degree. So suppose in Arunachal Pradesh 6 a.m. morning, then the Gujarat is situated in the western side of our country, then it would be 8 a.m. But it will be very difficulties. The country have to face very difficulties. The people of Arunachal Pradesh says, in the Arunachal Pradesh, if the time is 6 a.m., then the people of Gujarat have to adjust their watch. So that is why standard time is selected. We know that the places located on different meridians have different local times. It would create a lot of difficulties if all countries would adopt different local times. The meridian selected for a country is called the standard meridians. Okay. Thank you, student.